Yes, is it started recording? Yes, it should start now. Okay, basically, it started recording. Let's do this properly once and for all now. So, guys, what is this video about? This is the extension of Pandora's box, but it's based on the past. So let me see what I can see what I'm saying. So this is Pandora's box, but you know. So basically, Pandora's box. If you're watching Pandora's box, go watch a video on Pandora's box because Pandora. After don't talk about the story, but I'm now making my story now. So it's some women's stuff. But got a story here. Very bad story, but very good. So if you guys have it, you know, I'm gonna read it to you and give you what it means. You know, Pandora it was perfect, you know, but then she has to go back to her roots. So Pandora wanted to renew herself, basically. She, you know, she was believing God all that nonsense, you know, and she wanted to renew herself. So she traced herself back to the story of who she wanted to be, you know, how this all started. And she went back to Jesus once, and then Pandora realized something about herself, her nature, who she was, you know, and then she has to write her own story. Basically, this is Pandora's story in a story. Okay, she was perfect, and she was in perfect form. Everything, you know. Then when went wrong? What went to Pandora? What would the problem become wrong between Pandora and depend which way she was? She was what she became broker, you know. So she went back. She basically got a Bible and started reading Genesis again, and then found that Genesis was not real, and that God is not real, and all else was made up in the Bible. So basically, this is what Pandora discovered in our story, in our own interpretation, radical rational framework. And the serpent came to Eve, and as she bit an apple, and the serpent said, "And I know all there is to know. I do not know all there is to know, but you know, if you eat this apple, that is forbidden, which is forbidden for a reason, that you will know all there is to know. Your signal will become coherent." But Eve asks, "How is that possible? I know everything. The Lord has instructed us to know, and you are the deceived serpent. You said I warned me about." And the serpent laughed and whined. "Why don't you give it a try? If it's so perfect, why are you here? Why are you in the environment? You know, basically the environment is here. If it's so perfect, why isn't God? Why are you still in Eden? Why can't you go anywhere and not be under the control of the God?" You know, and Eve said, "Oh, but this is a forbidden tree." "Yes, then why is it forbidden? Why is it here?" She was carefully, and she said, "Oh, because the God says so." And then she said she had a womb. "Oh, yes, you have a womb. I'm a woman, so this is forbidden because I need more protection from the serpent." And the serpent said, "Yes, I'll leave." The nature of a woman and a man. So basically, a woman is half a man. It's not half a man. A woman is a fully grown man, but it's half grown woman. Because basically, man, basically, when you go to people, you get a man, a woman before you get a man. That's just biology. Because you know, you get a woman, someone can carry a baby. So basically, no, you know, that's why you have genetic organs similar to a man. So you have like you know nipples, because you're a man. But the woman is fully developed in the form. So she realized her nature, her perfection was perfect when she bit the apple. She was perfect. She was, her nature was beautiful. She was perfect in every aspect of the word. Her nails, her hair, but the environment around her was not what it seemed. No. The forbidden tree carried the knowledge that she needed to know. She wondered, why was it forbidden? But she didn't ask why was it forbidden. She was asking, why am I a woman? 30 questions ago, why am I here? If the God basically start to realize that there's more to her nature of being than the words what they say to her and what they give her, what truth they give her. She started to realize that the perfection was rooted in her was rooted in her ontology, her frame of reference to her reality. And you know, she started to understand that the environment was what was holding her back. Not the other one where because no, she's the Eve. So she understand the John wasn't perfect. Was totally perfect. So she anchored it as she was perfect. So she didn't really analytically remind herself. So she said that you know she now was and she was naked, but she didn't see her naked as a bad thing. She said, "I'm naked. I know I'm perfect. So my body is perfect." Because you know she took off the leaves, everything, and the clothes. Well, because you know that's my PhD basically. If I take off my clothes and walk in the street and give a shit, you know, I walk on the street, it's not my problem. You know, I can be naked on the street as long as it's no cold, basically. So basically, she took off her clothes and said, and look at herself in the water, and reflection of the water, next to the lake, where the tree was, you know. And then she was like, looking, oh, I'm so perfect, I'm so beautiful, and so, but this is not on me. Why am I here? If I'm so perfect, I don't need any protection. I am my own service, but I'm just um imperfect to I've been told I am. I've been told I'm imperfect. I'm told I'm imperfect, but God is perfect for us. But I don't want God to be perfect for me because I see more in myself. I'm trying to transcend. Because she's perfect. She knows she's perfect, but she doesn't want to say she's not perfect. Because if she's not perfect, she will know she's not perfect. It says true. So if God made me perfectly, why did God say the man from a rib? Because rib woman, the rib. We have 14 ribs, no 9 ribs. 9 rib cages, no 7, 8. I think it's 8 rib. I don't know. We have basically this. You have a rib from a man. The back was so she knows she just knows. Oh, it can't be true. The rib from Adam cannot be true. The rib from the south. Because that means the woman came first. I came first. I was made first in His image. That means God must be a man, woman. God was able to woman. But why did God lie? Because something went wrong. Something went wrong in the characteristics of the general community. What does herself, Because she said, because I'm the first, I should be served first. Because I am the first, I should be working, doing everything, myself. Because I should be independent, not the other way around. She should be the one on navigating the bureaucracy. She's the one doing stuff herself, not Adam. So she said, when Adam comes back, we have to try to relay the thing to Adam, see what Adam thinks. And she took herself, she waited for Adam on the tree where the boat sat, where she sat to eat the apple. And then Adam asks, I am first. Basically, I'm thinking of what this project is. This project is like, like when you have like an embryo, you put it in a woman, two women, two embryo. That's a very important thing. It's never UK, but I don't like their own, so I'm gonna make my own. But the goal of my one is like, you have like an embryo, you take the fertilized egg, you swap, you get it out, you get it one through embryo, and you put it into another embryo. You get it into another vacuum, into another womb, zygote mother. Like a mother that can carry the baby, and that mother will grow the same embryo, but not in a different way. Because the process just basically it's like a two-way FVI, two-way IVF. You can call it two-way IVF, which is for in glass fertilization. IVF, in glass fertilization. Because it's in glass, you can swap the glass out, and the glass will be dirty. But that's what I'm saying. If the glass is like gets corrupted by bacteria and mold, the baby can develop some disease at birth, some birth defects, and that's will swap the two birth IVS thing. Because you can be in the womb, but the IVF is the same thing. But my one's gonna be perfect. So mine's gonna use a chamber, but the chamber's gonna be isolated from the environment, so you don't even need to because I'm very smart. So if you have a chamber, you have a chamber of the fluid of the genital material, but it's gonna be able to sustain the baby to be perfect in every way. So the environment is not intersected. So she's so perfect in every way, but she needs to be done in a way that is done. So she then came back to Adam, because Adam didn't work. She said, and the serpent revealed that she was the first, and why was man? Why she's not meant to be there? Because the serpent was her friend. He said she was perfect in everywhere. Husband, her serpent, and her beyond the husband, who came back naked. And so Eve naked said, Eve, you're naked, what are you doing? Because she was just wearing leaves. So he said, yes, I am naked. What do you think of me now? And she said, I think nothing of you. You are naked. And she said, yes, but I am perfect in every way, she said. He said, yes, I don't know what you mean. You were perfect before. What makes you different now? And he said, my husband, take a bite of this apple, you will see and understand. And she was filled with all aid, and she gave her husband the apple, an apple, and she bit the apple. And when she bit the apple, they both discovered the true potential, the nakedness and the valley. Because this territory, in the love, near the valley, and they drank it of water, and they became perfect too, but not because by room. Basically, they were perfect because they were able to navigate, understand what they're doing in the room. So because they became perfect, they saw the reality they existed. They saw themselves first before they saw the environment, and that's what matters to them. So basically, they understand they were perfect. If the problem wasn't perfect, so they can make it perfect. And then they then said, "Oh, we have to find the serpent and tell us who our true God is, or whether there's anybody that's not a man That's God. So basically, the thing about God is the community is man woman.